G'day guys, Spud from Survive at Southwest here. Just on a bit of a walk through the bush here around the southwest. Just walking along an old four-wheel drive trail. And today I'm just going to teach you a very quick method on lighting fire. And it's probably one of the easiest and quickest ways of lighting a fire. There's going to be no camera tricks. You're going to see it from start to finish when I start throwing sparks to fire. Because normally what you don't see in survival videos is the 2 or 3 hours beforehand trying to light a fire. So I'm just going to show you exactly how quick, if you do the right prep, you can get a fire going. Now if you liked my videos, like them, share, comment, subscribe to my channel, get my videos out there so more people can see them, so then more of what I'm teaching can reach more people, and hopefully we can do some good with what I'm doing. Let's get to it. Alright, so a ferrocerium rod or a ferro rod is a very simple little fire starting tool. So basically you've got your ferro rod. This one's got a block of magnesium that you can shave off, which aids to create fire. And you've got a striker. Now I tend to not use these strikers, so that can go over there with my gear. I tend to use the back of my knife just because my knife has actually got a nice sharp little spot specifically for sparking ferro rods. Now with this one, obviously what I want to do is I shave off some of the magnesium, I get myself some tinder and everything like that, and I run that over that, and we have spark. Alright, let's get into the nitty gritty. So we'll start by making an area. So we want to clean an area away. So I'm going to do it over here, clean all the leaves and stuff away, make sure that we're not going to set anything we don't want to set on fire. Right, let's do it. Start by preparing the ground. So with my shovel, I'm just scraping away anything that's going to catch on fire or anything that's going to burn and cause this fire to spread, which is not what I want. I want to keep the fire exactly where I put it. So if I'm lighting the fire here, give yourself a good meter or two around. Now I'm not actually going to light a full fire, I'm just going to get one started. So I'm not going to clear all the way around. Alright, so now we need to go and find some tinder. Alright, so luckily around me here I've got all this sort of dry grass. Now this dry grass will take a spark, but I want to make this as easy as possible for myself. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab that and I'm just going to crush it up in my hands, releasing all those fibers, making it as fluffy as I can. The fluffier the better, the more chance it holds spark. So there we go, and that's going to be perfect to hold a spark if I flick a spark in there. Now alternately, if you don't have any dry grass or the grass is still green and it's not going to hold a spark, you can make what's called feather wood. Now I've already started with this one. So feather wood basically is I get myself a log, get myself my knife, and what I'm doing is I'm just shaving thin ribbons into that log. And I'm starting at the front and working my way back. Alright, all these little bits that are coming off I would save because they'd make good tinder as well. And the idea is that right there, if I throw a spark into that should be thin enough that that spark can take hold. Now tinder is only one part. Now obviously throwing a spark into tinder, that's relatively easy. Getting that tinder to turn into a flame once it's smouldering requires a fair bit of breath, so blowing in it. But then once you got flame, you need to be prepared for the next steps of your fire. So obviously you need to start with your small twigs, so less than the thickness of your pinky, and that's just to get the flames up. Then you want to move to bits that probably about the size of your thumb, or thickness of your thumb, and then from there you probably want to, from the size of your thumb, move to a bit bigger, all the way up until you are burning actual logs. If you try and put logs on there straight away, you're just going to smother your fire. It's not going to have the heat to get it to burn, and you're just going to be wasting your time, and you're going to be doing this process from start over and over and over again. So preparation is key when it comes to lighting a fire. So take the time, walk around, find bits and pieces that you're going to need, have them ready. Have more than what you need to have ready, because you never know, you might have to start again. So always have more than what you're going to need to get your fire going. Even if you don't use it to get your fire going, if your fire dies down at night, those small bits are going to be exactly what you need to get it up and running. So I'm just going to quickly run around, and I'm going to collect a whole pile of bits and pieces to get that, just to show you I'm not actually going to get this fire really going, purely because I'm on a private property. I have permission to do this, but I don't want to wait around till the fire is completely out and make sure it's completely out. So I'm just going to get the fire quickly going and leave it at that. The purpose of this video is to show you the ferrocerium rod, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to just take a couple minutes, I'm going to collect some stuff, and I'll be back. Okay, so starting with our tinder. So I've got that grass that I've fluffed up, and I've got my feather wood. So two different types of tinder there. Moving on to what the tinder's going to burn. So this is very thin sort of sticks. Third step, sort of your bigger sort of sticks, and then you start moving into your bigger to your bigger again. So these steps is going to make it easier for me to get a fire going. So I start small, bigger, 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 and then what essentially is going to sustain the fire. So preparation is key. So I have everything prepped, so I'm not going to be frantically running around for more. Obviously I'd have more if I was actually going to get this fire going. This is purely just to show you what you sort of need. Alright, so let's get to lighting this fire. Okay, so I've set up my tinder. Now I've got both bits in there purely because that doubles my chances of that spark catching. So there is two ways of using the ferrocerium rod. So first of all, I'm just going to put some magnesium shavings in there. Alright, so if a spark hits one of these, it's going to go up. So there is two ways of striking this. One is dragging the knife, and the other is dragging the blade, dragging the rod. Now both have their pros. So if I've got a lot of tinder, I can just do that and I can throw sparks wherever I like. If you've only got a small area to work with, sometimes it is a lot easier to hold the knife and drag the rod. That way all your sparks go in one spot. If I'm doing that, I'm throwing sparks out here. With that, it's dropping them straight down. So for this, because there's only a small amount, I'm going to use the drag method. So here we go. And we have fire. Simple as that. The ferrocerium rod, a very quick, a very easy way of lighting a fire. Can't complain with that. Alrighty, so one final thing about fire is it is very important when it comes to survival to be able to make fire. Fire provides so many things for your survival. It provides warmth, it provides light, it provides comfort, it wards off predatory animals. Not that we have too many down here, but yeah, it also can keep away things like mosquitoes and other biting insects. And not only that, it's a way to cook your food. It's a way to sterilize your water. So learning how to make fire is quite an important skill to master, or not master, to be able to do. And it's also one of the best ways to get found. The smell of smoke travels through the bush quite a long distance, and you can see smoke from a distance away, and if we have air observers up, we'll be able to see that smoke plume. So survival and fire go hand in hand. If you can make fire, you're in a much better place than if you can't make fire. It just provides that much. So if you're liking my videos, like, subscribe, share the hell out of them, get my videos out there, other people can see them, and hopefully something I've taught may save someone's life. Maybe not yours, but maybe someone who you've shared a video to. And that is the ultimate goal here, to spread knowledge on survival skills, to give yourself a bit more time while waiting for rescue. I'll see you next time.